This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2021 Premier Ultralight Bullet model 23 RB. Okay, so you have an outside kitchen here. Keep in mind this is not a sales video or a floor plan video. This just goes over some of the features of the trailer and how they work. Okay, so you have an outside grill here, which you pull out this way. There's also, let me look underneath here. Oh, there it is. Okay, so there is a gas line on this, and this one is back here. Let me see if I can pull it forward here. Here we go. So this is a quick connect fitting right here. So what you do is you connect it right over here to this quick connect right there under the frame. Okay. So to use the grill on the outside, the cooktop, you have to plug it in. All right. Get this down here. Make some sense out of it. Okay. So obviously you have running water here and a dome refrigerator that works on 110 AC. So as soon as you plug the trailer in, it turns on that refrigerator. All right. So you have power stabilizer jacks on this one. I'll show you the switch when we get to them. I just want you to notice that on the door side here, there's this shaft with a pin through it right here. You could actually crank these manually using that shaft. So if you ever get yourself into trouble, keep in mind you can always get your, hold on a second please, get your landing gear up. Okay, and so this is the crank for it right here. They give you a special crank. You can see the cylinder with the slot in it. That fits right over that pin with a shaft, and you can crank them up and down manually if you need to. This one here is just a 3/4 inch crank. This one's actually for the tongue jack. If your tongue jack was to fail on you, it's a power tongue jack, of course. You can pull this plug out of the top and put that crank on there and crank it manually. You can also use a 3/4 inch socket on the end of a drill. That's a fast way to do it. Okay. All right. So back to where I was at here. So your steps, they fold in and out of the trailer. You can adjust the length of the legs by pulling these pins here. There's one on each leg. Okay. This is just power here. Got outside speakers and a power awning. The switches to operate your water heater are inside the trailer. This one works on both gas and electric. The switches are inside, like I said. Just keep in mind, never use it or turn it on without water in it. That's very important. And to drain it, you take this cap off right here. If you can see it, it's a 1 1/16 6-point socket with a 6-inch extension will do it. And you can drain your water heater using that cap right there. Okay. Alrighty. So that's just the furnace vent. This is your hitch here. Some of the parts are kind of, yeah. This is your hitch, so we'll show you how that operates when you pick up the trailer. It's a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. So it's a good one. We'll teach you about that. Okay. Also, if you happen to need to refresh your memory after you pick up the trailer, you can go to their website, Husky centerline, and they have a good hookup video for it. Okay. This is your sprayer. That's all. It plugs into a spray port. I'll point it out when we get to it. Okay. 2 LP tanks full with a regulator. Deep cycle marine battery. Okay. This is your power cord. It's a 30 amp cord, 30 feet long, and you get a reducer to reduce it down to a regular household plug if you need to. This is saying here that this is prepped for an inverter, and it's solar prepped. So if you wanted to add an inverter and solar panels, there's also going to be a prep port up on the roof where the panels go. So it's just pre-wired. That's your dump hose, of course. This is your water station here. First of all, you're going to see your stabilizer jacks, front and rear. One button operates both front, and the other button operates both rear. All right. Okay, your city water connection is right here. This is the most common way to get water to the trailer, of course. If you don't have city water on the campsite, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank, which is right here. and then you can use the onboard pump to pump the water. And winterizing valves, heater bypass valve, a winterizing port, and this one right here on the upper left is your black tank flush. So after you dump your black tank, there's a gray right here, and then there's going to be a gray and a black back here probably. Let's look. Yeah. So there's another gray and another and the black. So black is toilet water and waste, gray is sink and shower water. So you would dump the black first, then dump the gray water, because it's cleaner water than the black water, obviously. Then you leave your black valve open, and you hook your hose at the dump station to this flush port right here, and turn it on, and it'll spray out the inside of your tank. Also, this is where one of the places your sprayer can plug in right there. There may be another one. Sometimes there are two. We'll keep our eyes peeled here. This is a AccuSlide, just in case anybody asks you or you need to know. It's made by BAL Norcold, or is it Norcold? Anyway, BAL, and it's called an AccuSlide. Actually, there's another name in there somewhere, but I can't recall what it is. Okay. This is your 30 amp plug. It's got an LED on it, so you know when you're diagnosing power problems, you'll know exactly if you got power to this point when you plug it in, so it's a good thing. Okay. Also, this housing tells us we're pre-wired for a backup camera. All right. Now, we have a ladder, which is a good thing because the manufacturer states that you should inspect the roof every 90 days. So every 90 days you or have somebody go up there. Be very careful, of course. Look at all the sealant on the roof. Make sure there's no cracking or separation. If you see anything, you take care of it immediately. Never use caulk from the hardware store. Always get the correct stuff from an RV dealership. It's only a couple bucks more, and it's the actual, you know, it's not a, it is different than what you would get at the hardware store. So also check that, you know, the vent covers and the roofing material, make sure there's no damage by low branches, that sort of thing. Okay. And if you do see an issue, sometime you're going to. Most of the time you're just going to inspect it and inspect it and inspect it without having to do anything. But if you do need something done, take care of it immediately, okay? All right. So let's go inside. All right, the first thing we see to the right here is the power converter. So this converts AC to DC power. So you start off with 110 AC on this side, just like regular household current. You got circuit breakers like you'd see at home, and they're labeled, right? Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here. And you see you got 12 volt fuses here, and they're all labeled. Now, if any of these fuses in this line here blow, it'll actually light up, and you can see it through this tinted plastic here. But keep in mind that these 240s are masters. So if you have a wild power surge or a lightning strike or something like that, and your 12 volt side goes out, you're always going to check these 40s here, because that's where the problem's going to be. It's designed they're designed to trip to protect the other side. Okay. Also, this is a battery tender. So as long as you're plugged in to shore power, it'll convert the AC to DC power and keep your battery charged. So, and it's smart in that sense too. It won't just dump the same amount of power. If the battery's charged, it'll just trickle a couple amps. If it's lower, it can send 10 amps, whatever it needs. But it's smart that way. Okay. This is your control panel up here. So obviously this is your awning, extended retract. Oh, I don't have the power hooked up this right. So this is the extended retract, your awning. Never leave it out unattended, or else it can get damaged by the weather really quickly. This is your slide room here. To light your water heater on gas is right here. To light it on electric or start it on electric is right there. Never use it. If you turn that on when there's not water in the water heater tank, if you turn it on electric, the heating element can burn out in a minute. It's very quick, so keep that in mind. The water pump switch is right here, and then these are just lights here. Of course, these are your levels: battery, fresh water, black water 1, which you have. That's one toilet. You don't have a second one, so you disregard that one. And then you got gray 1 and 2. Gray 1 is the one that I showed you next to the black valve. That would be for the toilet, for the black one, and then the gray would be sink and shower back there. And then gray 2 is a galley tank, which is for your kitchen sink. That's the second valve out there. Okay. So as it graduates up in 1/3 increments, they light up, right? So once you get past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping the gray and the black tank, because you know, it's sometimes it's a bit of a chore to do it unless they've got a wagon that comes by the campsite. So plan ahead in that sense, okay? Microwave works like any other microwave. This is your range hood and your fan, the light and the fan. Okay, the range top has basically, I don't know if he's got the gas turned on, let me see here. Yes. So you can see I just sparked this by turning this knob on the left clockwise, and that gives it power. So you got a burner for each knob, of course. Then you got, on the right, you got your oven knob. Now the oven's a little different. Down here at the bottom, all the way to the back, is a pilot light. I don't know if you can see it sparking back there. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But the bottom line is this: you go to the picture of the flame, which means pilot, and you depress it, and you keep it depressed, just like that. Then you're going to spark with the other hand until the pilot light down here lights. Once it lights, you still hold it for another 10 seconds or so to heat it up. Go to whatever operating temperature you want. But when you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you got to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. This is power here, and USB chargers. This is all your information and manuals and documents for all the different components of the trailer. Okay, you got your keys right here. This is a GFCI plug, so everything is wired through it. Even the plug on the outside is wired through a GFCI, so if you pop the plug outside, it's going to be reset in here. This is your thermostat. So basically, you have fan speed, high, low, or automatic. Try to always use automatic when you can. And then the mode, you just keep punching to go from heating to fan. The fan is the air conditioner running without the compressor, and then the next one would be cool, which is the air conditioner. So you run it cool, high, auto, or just cool auto, depending on what options they give you. Okay. That's very basic. It works like most other thermostats. So you've got a backing plate here for another TV, and you got your hookups up here for a bedroom TV. You can pull up the bed and there's storage underneath. You have your emergency window, which is right here. You would push it all the way through, right? And then you grab a hold of this red tab and pull the screen out, and then you can escape in an emergency that way. Okay? Alrighty. So you got theater seats, of course. Nice, with footrest. This is your entertainment here. So this device here will play CDs and DVDs. It'll stream off the USB, right? It will stream using Bluetooth from your phone or tablet. And then you got two speaker zones also. Zone 1 and Zone 2. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer. It's an AM/FM radio. And this is an HDMI in, so you can go into the system that way. So if you had like a game machine to keep kids busy on a rainy weekend, you could put it right into the system that way, and it'll obviously play on the TV, that sort of thing. Okay. TV works like any other TV. Make sure you strap it when you're traveling. Strap it into place. Also, let me look here to see if there's anything else I need to tell you about. Nope, that covers it. Okay. Let me look up here. That's good. Alright, so your refrigerator is a 12-volt DC refrigerator. So it's when you're going down the road, it's going to draw power from your battery, and the battery will be being charged by your tow vehicle's alternator, right? So that's how you keep it running when you're traveling. When you get to where you're going, you plug your trailer in, and the power converter down here charges it. So it charges the battery, which feeds this. So when you're traveling, it's your alternator, and when you're plugged in, it's the power converter. This device down here is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. It should always be green like it is. If it goes off, take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off, figure out what's going on. Like I said, it's carbon monoxide buildup, LP gas buildup, or if it beeps very slowly, it's telling you that your battery's low. I'll put it through the self-test here. If I can find a button, that is. Whoops. Oh, I'm gonna have to get down closer here. Well, let's see what I'm doing wrong here. Hold on, I gotta get closer yet. It's right there. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. I'm unplugged. No wonder it won't alert. Okay, well that's the test button anyway. So what it'll do when you're plugged in, it'll send you through a LP test and it'll beep, and then it'll do a carbon monoxide test and it'll beep, and then it will beep 4 times slowly, showing you or letting you hear your low battery alarm. So okay, and it will be green here. There'll always be a green LED. So if it's not green and you got power to it, you wanna get it serviced right away, because it's very important, of course. Okay. All right. Alrighty. So let's go to the bathroom. Okay. So you got a fan. Use the fan with the shower to pull the humidity out. That's important. This shower works like any other shower. The sink works like any other sink. This is the second GFCI. So all the plugs in the trailer, including the one on the outside, are wired through this one or the one up in the kitchen area. So that's where you would reset it. Okay. Now the toilet is different than a household toilet. If you don't know, we don't have any water, but I can walk you through it. This is the flush pedal right here. Right. So when you flush it, that's the black tank directly below. Okay. When you flush it like this, water will come swirling out and go into the bowl or into the black tank below. So what you do is when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water, right? You come inside and you have 1 dose of chemical and you'll put it right in the bowl. Then you'll step on the pedal, flush it, and stand on the pedal and let water just swirl into the tank with the chemical. You put about a gallon or so of water in there. Some people use more, but the thing is you got to have water and chemical in the black tank before you start using it, or the smell will just be it'll be memorable anyway. So you always want to make sure you got water and chemical. Let's say you were going to stay at the campsite for another week, but you had to dump your black tank, right? So as soon as you dump it, because you're still going to use it, you come in here, put the chemical in there, step on the pedal, and put a gallon or more of water in there, and you're all set till you dump it next time. Okay. I think that about covers everything. Let me look around here to make sure I didn't forget anything. Any of the LEDs that don't work with a switch will have a button right in the middle of them. Okay. But I think that covers it. So anyway, I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. And please remember what I said about inspecting your roof and seals every 90 days. Also, keep in mind this has to be winterized before it freezes in the winter months, so you have to take care of that. And I'll say again, make sure you check all the seals. Any place you see sealant from the factory, you want to look at. And it's a simple thing to do, but it's the most important maintenance you can do on your trailer. Okay? Thank you very much.